Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I just want to say thank you for the over 400 views you guys put up on my previous Descendants Zombies Worlds Collide tour video, which I just archived less than 24 hours ago. You guys never cease to amaze me. You guys are unbelievable. You are incredible. There are so many words that I could throw your way. But I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for the unbelievable amount of support, love and support you have shown this YouTube channel, because you could be on anybody else's YouTube channel that are uploading Descendants and Zombies videos, because let's be real here for a moment. Everybody is uploading Descendants and Zombies videos, and I know it's very difficult sometimes to find the perfect Descendants and Zombies video, and that's what I wanted to create for you on this YouTube channel. Winnie the Pooh once said that when kindness casts its shadow, all you have to do is head in that direction. And I like to believe that I am encouraging you to go in that direction and spread more kindness in this world, because never enough kindness can be given to those who need it in this world. It's never been the world, it's been the people in the world that could make a difference, and I just always wanted to spread a message of kindness on this YouTube channel emphatically. And I like to believe that I did that. Through everything that I put behind this YouTube channel, the investments I've made over the past 6 months have been absolutely incredible. Over $5,000 put behind this YouTube channel. All I ever wanted to do was spread a message of kindness, so I invested in this really good Logitech Brio camera, which wasn't available back in 2005. 20 years ago, YouTube premiered. And the very first video was uploaded, I believe, on April 15th, 2005. I know because I was there. And it was very difficult to upload videos the way that you wanted them and the way that you wanted them to be perceived. And now, 20 years later, there are so many creators on YouTube, it is very hard to find the perfect Descendants or Zombies video, or themed around whatever you want to find it themed around. I know it's very challenging. It must be very confusing for a lot of Descendants and Zombies fans to find videos that critique things the way that you want to hear it, because you guys have deserved better for a really long time. And that was one of the sole purposes after I moved into this house. I bought a house close to a chemical plantation and a soda plantation that could explode at any given moment, because I really wanted to feel, and I really wanted to adapt what it would be like living in a zombie apocalypse, or a world where happily ever after and fairy tales do exist, and I like to believe that I achieved that. I just purchased a Minnie Mouse that cost me over $100, the same size as that Mickey Mouse. She will be here on Sunday. I go above and beyond the requirements of any YouTube creator out there that distributes Descendants and Zombies videos, and I do it for you because I know you love it so much. And you guys have received your fair share of criticism for the better part of the last decade. So many Descendants fans have gravitated to this platform looking for the best Descendants and Zombies videos that they can find. And I just wanted to give that to you guys. I've been a real sweetheart for all of my life. I've had my heart broken more times than enough, and I want you to know that I appreciate each and every one of you for just being here on your walk through the woods every single night trying to find Descendants and Zombies videos, and I like to believe that you do it. And you trust in me as the creator of this YouTube channel to provide you with great videos. I fell in love with Ruby Rose Turner last year, and I've been in love with her ever since. Pretty much I've been in love with Ruby all of my life, but her portrayal of the character, the young Queen of Hearts, Bridget, was truly unbelievable. And there go the birds again outside my window. They're finally chirping. Beautiful day again today. But her message of kindness really inspired me to be a better person. And I will forever quote Ruby Rose Turner's "Life is Sweeter When You Are" lyrics. I will forever believe in her message of kindness, because I don't think there has ever been a more powerful Descendants character that could have ever relayed a more powerful message than what Ruby did. My heart is broken that Ruby is not going to be a part of Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland, because she could be a part of Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland, and she should be a part of Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland because of how many fans she had out there. But there could be more Ruby Rose Turner supporters out there. I hope you can hear the birds chirping out there. They are quite lovely. I guess they're migrating. I don't know. But I find it very effectful when I have the window open and you can hear the birds chirping. Dumbo is there. Minnie Mouse will be here on Sunday. So I go above and beyond the requirements of anybody who creates these videos, and I put a lot of time and effort into this. I'm very dedicated to each and every one of you because you guys are so sweet. You're really adorable for how you hit the subscribe button and the like button all the time. Thank you so much for doing that, because every time I felt like I had nobody, I had each and every one of you. You know, I had a lot of girls that I was in relationship with years ago who were very infatuated with people that had nothing to do with Descendants and Zombies. You know, one girl I was dating her, she was from Bosnia. And I was with her for over 2 years, and she could never understand or wrap her mind around why I was so infatuated with the Descendants franchise. And I was in the process of trying to find a Minnie Mouse, and they were selling them at Costco. And she always used to go to Costco all the time to buy things that she liked. And one day she looked at me and she said, "Do you ever go to Costco?" I guess just trying to create conversation. I looked at her and I said in response, yeah, but not for the reasons that you go to Costco. I was going to Costco to buy a Minnie Mouse. Unfortunately, they were sold out, and I kind of put it on the back burner for a while. And I finally purchased one off Amazon today. There were 6 left in stock, so I was really happy about that. Yeah, we never really did see eye to eye. She was from Bosnia. I never ever wanted to live there. I've done work in every part of the world, and I just wanted to come home and create a podcast after being places in the world that I didn't want to be. I enjoyed being there, but I didn't want to be there after a while because there's no place like home. And I remember leaving this island for 15 months after my parents passed away. And when I first saw the ocean for the first time in over a year, I broke down in tears. And just last night I looked out through my window and I saw the sunset and I thought it was so beautiful. And that's why I love to create videos around the time the sun sets every night, to kind of really put stuff into perspective for people who always wanted to believe that happily ever after had a chance of existing, fairy tales were real, and that every dream can become a reality. Because more times than often enough, YouTube creators will go out of their way to remind you that forever doesn't exist, dreams are unachievable, and I got tired of it. I've heard people up to 45 minutes on their podcast reviewing Descendants and Zombies, this kind of thing, for over 45 minutes, and all they've done is throw negativity your way. And I think you guys have deserved better for a long time, because the fans of Red, the fans of Kylie Cantrell, the fans of Mel, the fans of Dove Cameron, they do exist out there. And I like to believe there are more Ruby Rose Turner fans of Bridget out there that exist and are ever given enough credit. I want you guys to know that I'm in your corner, and I'll come out swinging for you every single time, like the Rocky Balboa movies years ago and that Lipton Brisk Iced Tea commercial where his trainer looked at him and he said, "Rock, it's not over." So I want to remind all of you that it's far from over. If you think this story is completed and it's far from over, we still have a long way to go. And take that from a guy who studied folk literature and had his head buried in books like novels that you would never believe, like Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, Beauty and the Beast, for forever. And I have believed these fairy tales do exist for a very long time, and that's why I've never ever wanted to take it away from your little hearts. I've always wanted you to believe that everything is possible in this life, and whatever dream you have, whatever that dream is, I want you to know that it is a reality and it is possible, no matter how long it takes you to achieve the dream. Some people achieve dreams quicker than others because of ages, because of how talented they are, how skilled they are, but it doesn't mean that you can't do that. You know, for years I always wanted to be involved in the pro wrestling industry. I thought pro wrestling was so cool. When I was a teenager, I thought wrestling was real. I believed everything that I saw on TV. My dad would remind me oftentimes that it was shit, but I always believed that wrestling was real. So I went to school and I studied journalism because I wanted to start up a podcast where I could also study the art of professional wrestling, and I was able to do that after years being put behind it. I financed my own YouTube channel. And after 25 years in the wrestling industry interviewing, I must have interviewed over 1,000 wrestlers. I'm sitting home here now with a podcast that's Disney themed, and a lot of Descendants and Zombies videos can be found on this YouTube channel. I want you to know that I will never quit. I will be here for you for every holiday, every meaningful point of the year, and I will put everything aside just to create these videos for each and every one of you, because I know how much you love Dove Cameron. I know how much you have loved Kylie Cantrell and loved Ruby Rose Turner, because I have too. I think that Ruby Rose Turner is the most beautiful actress and the most talented actress, I can't forget about that, that I have ever seen in my life. It's been an honor and a privilege watching shows like Coop and Cammy Ask the World, Gabby Dern and the Unsittables, Liv and Maddie for what feels like an eternity. I don't ever regret having crossed the track one night on the way home from my friend's house to catch the latest episode of Liv and Maddie, because I loved it so much. There may have only been 75 episodes in total of Liv and Maddie from seasons 1 through 4. But it was a very powerful show. One's got game and the other one wanted fame. I'll never forget that quote. And you're probably wondering, should Jonathan Clarke be the voice of Disney? Sure he should be, because I have this very powerful voice and a very sweet voice that I hope that a lot of people hear. As a YouTube creator, one can only hope that someone's going to hear his voice, because a lot of people use YouTube to create podcasts and podcast videos in the form of a video. They've been doing it ever since 2005. I could only have wished that I could have had a Logitech Brio camera when Hannah Montana and Wizards of Waverly Place were at the heights of their popularity, because I'd probably have 1 million subscribers put up on this YouTube channel by now. I'll never forget how popular Hannah Montana was years ago. I mean, there were millions of girls, tens of millions of girls, if not 10 million, who loved Hannah Montana so much. And I remember following the series by early 2006 and being blown away by it. I thought this girl was incredibly talented. She could sing virtually any song for any lyric. that you could put in front of her, and a lot of people can't do that. I've been involved in the entertainment industry for forever, so I've had the opportunity to be involved with a lot of indie rockers. I refer to them as indie rockers because a lot of them aren't going anywhere anytime soon. And I think that it's absolutely ridiculous how these indie bands will get together for Battle of the Bands, and they will write songs with lyrics that make no sense. I say this about Miley Cyrus and give her credit where credit is due because she deserves it. I say this about Selena Gomez and give her credit where credit is due because she deserves it. The same thing can be said about Demi Lovato, even Taylor Swift. Because they could sing a song and they could really bring it to life. And if you're going to be involved in the music industry, you've really got to really represent yourself for what you want to be perceived for and really feel what you're singing, and a lot of indie bands couldn't do that. I had a hand in battle bands many times over the years, and oftentimes I would have to critique their way of artistry. And the way of artistry is you really have to really come into your own and really understand and really feel what you're writing. And if you don't have an ear for music and you can't make sense of what you're writing, then what's the sense of you ever financing an indie band that's going nowhere? I see this all the time on Facebook. And then I see these incredible Disney stars who had to learn so much so fast and have no creative freedom, which I thought was absolutely ridiculous. The cast of Descendants didn't have no creative freedom. I believe the Zombies franchise was the first one that gave the stars of it some creative freedom. And I would imagine that had something to do with Meg Donnelly and Milo Manheim having something to do as the producers of this one. I would have loved, having said that, to produce Descendants and Zombies for you, because give me access to the $158 billion of revenue that Disney has and watch me create, watch me go to town. I would go to the universe, to the galaxy, and beyond for each and every one of you, because all of the characters that have yet to see their introduction into the Descendants franchise, such as the son or daughter of Hercules, the daughter of the Little Mermaid Melody, that is a name of a daughter for a Disney princess that I have never gotten out of my mind for forever. Melody, there's just something about these names like Melody, Aurora, Ariel that are so beautiful. And oftentimes I catch myself looking at a lot of the images of the Little Mermaid classic from 1989. I believe it was November 22nd, 1989. This movie was released. That was my friend's birthday. He was an indie rocker too, and he was born on November 22nd. I haven't seen him in years. But I remember watching all these movies, and I fell in love with them so much. So it's very fitting that we have a franchise now that is devoted to the VK kids. No matter if you're talking about the original Descendants cast, whom I miss dearly, or this new cast that is incredible, that I don't think they can really tell a story for Descendants 5 without Ruby Rose Turner. I will stand to that for forever. I will come out swinging out of the corner. Ding, 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 here we go. For Ruby Rose Turner every single night of my life for the rest of my life. I think ultimately she should achieve to have something more to life than just a crush on Justin Bieber, because as I've said many times here on this show, the only thing Justin is going to do is undervalue her, not prioritize her, and when he finds out she doesn't have a TV, take her to Best Buy and buy her the most expensive TV there, take her home and set it up for her, and I want Ruby to have more out of life than that. I also want Kylie Cantrell and her friend to have more out of life. Kylie's suffered from heartbreak more times than enough, and because I can relate to that, because I've had my heart broken ever since I was the age of 15 years old. I don't think there's ever been a night that I haven't sat behind this podcast microphone and felt heartbroken to each and every one of you. I just recently lost one of my really good friends to a Bangladesh singer of all things, if you can even make sense of that, because she was always liking his videos, and he's pretty much just an AI bot. And you try to tell her that he's an AI bot, she's not going to believe you. But I want her to know that I really do love her dearly. And after a year passes now, I'm going to have to go back in time if I ever get in possession of a pocket watch and try to fix it. I've often put girls before myself, and I know sometimes I probably shouldn't do that, but the way I look at it is, you guys are kind enough to click on my video amongst 500 Descendants and Zombies videos that you may find on this platform, because the reality of it is every night you're watching it on your phone and your tablet. So I want to give you a chance. And what I mean by giving you a chance is, I value women's rights, and I'm an advocate for that more than anything else in this lifetime. I will choose your opinions and your choices in life before I'll ever choose my own. Because I am a firm believer that girls are the only thing that's ever made sense in this lifetime, and that makes the world go around on its axis. You know, if we have to go through life without a girl, life would be very boring. And I want you guys to know that your opinions and your dreams do matter to me. They may not matter to some idiot that you're probably with, that you love dearly. You can't help that you love them. You can't help but make sense of the situations that you're caught up within. But I want you to know that you do matter in this lifetime. And I know there are people who watch these videos who feel as if they don't matter. But you really, really do. Because without you guys, nothing ever makes sense. Without you guys, this Descendants and Zombies franchise, this Worlds Collide tour, wouldn't be happening. You've got your tickets, you're really excited about it, and I don't ever want to take that away from you, and I don't want to throw negative reviews your way like a lot of critics will do out there, because there are a lot of guys who sit in front of their camera, they eat during videos, they say stuff that makes no sense whatsoever. I just saw a video that was reviewing Descendants, the original cast, just yesterday, I believe, and some guy was sitting in front of it with a chili dog, and he had like 30,000 views. I can only dream of putting up 30,000 views on this YouTube channel. That is a long way away from ever happening here. But if you're somebody who has not subscribed to this YouTube channel, I would highly recommend that you take yourself up on the opportunity to do just that. Why should you subscribe to this YouTube channel? Because if you want to hear something nice about Descendants and Zombies, I will give that to you. I will give that to you every single night of your life. I produce up to 2 podcasts a day on this YouTube channel. Come to think of it, I actually have to come back tonight before 6 p.m. Eastern Time to do another podcast that I'll drop on this YouTube channel, and then again tomorrow morning. So I've got a long way to go. Tomorrow is a holiday here in Canada, so I haven't got anything to do, so I will be dropping more videos tomorrow and all throughout tonight. I enjoy doing that for you because I know how much these 2 franchises mean to each and every one of you. Do I regret having spent up to $5,000 on this YouTube channel? No. Did I mean it when I said that I would love for the Descendants cast to come live with me in this house? Sure. I prioritize wanting to live in an area surrounded by a chemical plant and a soda plantation that could explode, because I know how much it means to each and every one of you. And to be honest with you, when Disney Channel was promoting that, and how happily ever after I actually had a chance of existing, when Disney was promoting that, I jumped at the chance to do it. I said, hell yeah, I'm moving in a house that is near a chemical plant and a soda plantation that could explode. And to make the situation even more screwed up, I live on an island, so there are only 3 ways off of it: by car that could crash, plane that could crash, and boat that could sink. So I'm really screwed if anything happens to yours truly. But thankfully, you guys are well versed in the probability of a zombie invasion happening. And I love creating zombies videos too, because it's really cool. It gives me a chance to talk about all my experiences with vampires and working with them in the past. I've done stuff with vampire TV shows ever since the 1990s, the lateral part of the 1990s, and that was quite fun, actually. I had a lot of friends that were extra vampires on shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I did some stuff with Twilight years ago. It was a whole lot of fun. I had a lot of issues, though, doing interviews for the cast of Twilight, because some of them didn't show up for interviews. They were pre-booked interviews and stuff, so, you know, a lot of stuff happened that should have never probably happened. And then I had this history with pro wrestling, so I had a chance to do a lot of stuff with Marvel. I had a whole lot of fun. But for some reason, the good guy never ever wins. But even though the good guy never ever wins, when you really sit back and put it into perspective, the good guy really does win at the end, because sometimes the good guy's reasoning with a girl is never ever taken into consideration, but that's not because the girl is a bad person. The girl just wants more out of life. So as long as a guy can prioritize the girl wanting to be happy with whatever life she chooses to want to live, I think the world is a better place. I want you guys to know that I love you dearly, because oftentimes when I couldn't make sense of my own life, you were all I had. I have never been with anybody that I ever had the opportunity to keep, or the chance to keep, the chance to live my life with. It was something that I wanted more than anything else out of this life, is to find a girl, fall in love with a girl, and have her understand and appreciate why I do the things I do, such as create this podcast. I will never ever choose anything or anyone over each and every one of you, because you guys saved my life. If anything, Descendants and Zombies saved my life. I love when I see little girls showing up at my door every year on Halloween dressed up as their favorite Descendants characters. I think that is so inspiring, and just shows how much of an inspiration stars like Kylie Cantrell and Dove Cameron have come off as to so many people. I will forever die with a crush on Ruby Rose Turner. I don't know if Ruby is ever going to love me, but hopefully we'll meet and she'll fall in love with me. If there was one guy I wish that Ruby would have a crush on more than anyone else in the world, I don't know, it would have to be this guy here, because I went to my high school prom when I was 17, 18 years old, and I had no date, and that was really, really heart-wrenching. That tore the heart out of my guts. And, you know, I went to my prom, I went to the whole thing, and I remember sitting in the back of the auditorium. I think I back body dropped somebody who asked me to move that night, and, yeah. So I actually back body dropped him into the fountain. Oh my. And I've had a lot of fun producing theater productions. I said that I attended a lot of drama festivals and ballet recitals over the years, and I most certainly did. And the best piece of advice that I could give anybody was just go out there and be yourself. Guy or girl, go out there and be yourself and see how the audience perceives you. If they love you, they're going to let you know about it. If they don't love you, they're also going to let you know about it. So it can work both ways. The audience either accepts you or they don't. And the same thing can be said about an independent indie rocker who wants to create a music, he or she. You have to have a sound for this, and it's something that you really, really got to know that you want out of life. And if you don't want it, then it's not going to happen for you. Put it this way, Disney is not going to come knocking on your door offering you a contract with Walt Disney Records. You have to go out there and make it happen. You have to go out there and get noticed. Somebody who uploads a video on Facebook probably 3 times in a 365-day-year calendar is not going to get noticed or discovered. To somebody who's uploading videos probably once every day of a cover they do. And I know this because I had a lot to do with America's Got Talent. I had a lot to do with radio. I had a lot to do with the Pussycat Dolls reality show when they were picking the next member of the Pussycat Dolls. And that wasn't yesterday. People were calling me wanting interviews all the time. And people have called me wanting interviews about my life and my life experiences. And I offered them the best piece of advice that I could possibly ever offer. I've often been very inspirational, and I've achieved worldwide popularity for my opinions on a lot of stuff that I've critiqued over the years. But being involved in the music industry and being involved in the entertainment industry is something that you really got to know that you want to be a part of. And if you know that you want to be a part of it, then it will happen for you. But it's not going to happen for you if you don't put in the effort and put in the time. Consistency is the most important thing that any creator out there could ever want to have. And if you can achieve consistency and maintain that consistency, then you are going places in this world. But yeah, I was never a big fan of indie rockers, and I'll tell you why I was never a big fan of indie rockers. The girl would always choose the indie rocker over a guy who never played guitar in his life. I have never played a guitar in my life. I have never been to the gym and lifted 200 pounds in my lifetime. I've been to the gym before, but I've never lifted 200 pounds. So having said that, boy, those roommates are really noisy. But the thing is, having said that, you really have to put your dreams before everything else in this life. And anything is possible, no matter how many times so many people try to tear you down. No matter how many times somebody tries to tear you down and tell you that anything is never going to happen for you, you're never going to marry Kylie Cantrell, you're never going to marry Ruby Rose Turner, you're never going to fall in love with Joshua Colley. You will. Eventually, at some point in your life. I'm sure all of you got your tickets for the Worlds Collide Tour. I wished I could have been the director of this so much. I'll talk about this again tonight on my show. But I wished I could have been the director of this one so much because it was just such a lovely, lovely production that I loved dearly. The messages were so powerful. They were so inspiring. I oftentimes feel very inspired by everything that those stars were saying, from the song Red to the song Life is Sweeter When You Are. Beautiful music, and perhaps the most beautiful music that I have ever heard in my life for a Descendants score. Probably just as beautiful as the original music for Descendants 2 back in 2017, or Descendants in 2015. I remember when that movie premiered. Of course, July 31st, 2025 will mark the 10th anniversary of Descendants. So if you want to join me for that anniversary special of this podcast, you're more than welcome to do that. We've also got Meg Donnelly's birthday coming up in July. There's stuff happening going down in July. July 25th is Meg Donnelly's birthday. Happy early birthday to you. If anyone out there is celebrating a birthday, happy birthday to you too. I love producing this podcast. There is no place in the world I would rather be than right here with each and every one of you, because you guys are so sweet, you are so gentle, and you have repaired my heart in so many ways, put the pieces of my broken heart back together in more ways than one, because in more times than I ever felt that I never had anybody, I had each and every one of you. And that means more to me than you are ever going to be able to put into words or ever going to be able to imagine. This has been an incredible experience. Thank you guys so much for having made me the voice of Descendants and Zombies for the last decade. It was certainly unexpected when I financed this YouTube channel. All I ever wanted to do was to create videos that would inspire people to achieve their dreams and realize that happily ever after and fairy tales do exist. And I like to believe that I achieved that. My dad always believed I would go down in history for being the greatest podcaster of all time. I think he was right. So the situation is we have 3,000 subscribers almost accumulated on this YouTube channel. If you are someone who has not subscribed, I want you to subscribe. So hit the button or hit the like button, because the further you push this video out into the algorithm, someone is going to find these videos and they're really going to love them. And we can, with still in their minds that happily ever after and forever does actually have a chance of existing, because it's just a beautiful experience. Thank you guys so much for being a part of my life and allowing me to have come into your life and still be a part of your life a year after this show premiered on August 5th, 2024. It is now June 30th, 2025. We are approaching the one-year anniversary of this show, and I could be more honored. It's been an honor and a privilege to have been in your life for this long and to have been the voice of Descendants and Zombies for your entire lives. Thank you so much for having done that for me and being such a huge part of my life and my existence. So with that being said, what do you say we take a look at this Descendants themed video? It looks really cool. I'm looking forward to watching it with you. If you have not subscribed, make sure you do that as we watch this video together.
Sour candy.
Oh my god, yes. I'm so scared.
What can you tell us about Kylia?
We're coming in hot.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Kylia is me and my best friend Kylie.
Yeah.
And we're super, she's so like cuddly and affectionate.
Yeah.
And I love her so much. And I think it's a friendship ship, but I'm not too sure. I'm here for it. I'm like, I love her so much. I would do anything for that girl. She's here today. I don't know where.
Okay, what's your favorite Kylie song?
Ooh. Hands on me, wanna feel my denim. No, I was listening to The Boy Is Yours this morning on my little run. I was like, the boy is yours. It's so good. She's incredible. She's so talented.
But didn't you get credit on denim? Did you not?
What?
Did you not?
Joey.
Did you in the credit?
You saw me in the credits. It's this inside joke that like she did this one music video for Christmas like 2 years ago now, and I ended up being behind the camera for a majority of it.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I was like obsessed with it, and I was like, I want to direct one of your videos. And then she gave me a little credit, and I was like, I'm so honored.
Period.
She's such a cutie. I love her.
So I'm going to come back again tonight, and we're going to do this all over again because I love all of you, and I love producing this show for you. There's just something about producing this Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel that gets me every single time. You guys are so cool, incredibly supportive, and you deserve nothing but the best. And I just want to give that to you. No matter if you're a fan of Kylie Cantrell, Dove Cameron, Ruby Rose Turner, you are all welcome here. I don't care who you're a fan of for whatever reason, you are all welcome here. And if you want a really cool Descendants and Zombies themed YouTube channel where the creator prioritizes you over everybody else in his life and everything else in his life, then you have come to the right place. Thank you so much for finding me on your journey through the woods every single night as you search up Descendants and Zombies themed videos, which I know there are hundreds of that are attracting millions, if not billions, of fans. So thank you so much for being here. As far as I'm concerned, 3,000 subscribers may not be that much, but that doesn't mean that we can't get there. But as far as I'm concerned, this is the best Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel on the internet. I promised you that it would be, and we still have a long way to go, but that doesn't mean that we can't get there and make magic happen, because magic does exist. Come to think of it, I've always wanted to open up my own magic shop, and I never had the opportunity to do it. I hope you love this YouTube channel. As a YouTube creator, one can only hope that someone's going to hear his voice and that you're going to love his channel, and I hope you do. So what do you say we take this opportunity before I come back tonight to go spread some kindness to someone who needs it, because I can guarantee you there's someone out there that wants a little bit of kindness in their life, that extra boost of morality, and you can be the one to give that to them. So I advise you to go do that right now by calling them or IMing them, whatever way you choose, because a little bit of kindness goes a long way in this lifetime. With that being said, be kind to one another. Bye, YouTube. We will do this again, actually, in a couple of hours.